Konnichiwa, bitch.
Alright, man. It's here. It's finally out. The Fall Off by J. Cole. One of the most anticipated projects of the 2020s. Mostly to J. Cole fans, but it's here. It's finally out. The one that has been teased for damn near 10 years. Everything that J. Cole has dropped has ultimately, culminated to this. The last few projects that he's had have always felt like, little taste tests or build-ups for this project. This is supposed to be, the album. Listen, there's a lot of things that I could do to preview or introduce this project, introduce the review. I initially was going to do a reaction to this until I saw the runtime. This one is 2 hours, and I just don't personally have the patience to edit a 3-hour video because I'll be talking for an hour damn near about each song. Mind you, it would have been such a long video of just me not reacting to anything because, well, I didn't really have anything to say for the most part. With that being said, I'm not gonna go introduce everything because I already been talked about so much shit about J. Cole in the past 2 weeks, more than I probably have on this channel ever. If you want to check out my thoughts on what I think about J. Cole and my intrigue with this project being a double album, how I was interested in where it would balance out in the ranks of all the double albums that have dropped from pretty impactful artists in hip-hop. Check out the preview. If you want to know extra thoughts on J. Cole, I did react to the Birthday Blizzard freestyle. So, with that being said, man, The Fall Off, it's finally out, man. And, what to say? The biggest thing I came away with this project, alright? The biggest thing I learned is that J. Cole can rap. J. Cole can rap. He can rhyme words well. He knows how to, every so often, knows how to make a great stanza of just great poetry. But that's about fucking it, you know what I mean? Because the biggest thing that this project suffers from, for me personally, is the concept and the production and the hooks. Everything that is important when you're making a project like this, especially a double album that you've been building up for years, that was supposed to be it was supposed to be the shit. So, looking at this project, you got two sides. Disc 1 is 29, which is his observations of him returning to Fayetteville after being away in New York for 10 years. All the things that he's run into, catching up with family, friends, balancing rap with his love for the city and his girl. And how this is all set up with the 29 intro, it seems like I'm getting into a Tubi movie. I cannot hold you. And after that intro, we immediately fall out of the concept. With 2-6, talking about how he's not being humble no more, and how he just hates these fucking rappers, and how he should not be messed around with. Like, this shit, and then it goes right into Safety, in which I think Safety should be the opening track. You're going back to your hometown, you're meeting up with your friends, and they're catching you up to speed on everything that's new. What has changed? What issues have arose? I like how the storytelling was structured like a voicemail. Mind you, the last verse was pretty unnecessary, and I feel like it should have been the first two verses, because the last one, talking about fucking gay people, I thought it came across as very insincere. That track should have started and kicked the album off, because it transitioned, I thought, just right into Run a Train, even though that is a wild name and a terrible fucking hook. But, you don't. You start with 2-6, which, he has sexy red interpolations. The track doesn't get interesting into the last leg of the track, but for the most part, this shit is just yap rap to me that I just do not care about. This is not what I care about because I don't take seriously what J. Cole is saying on there at all. Safety, the beat is super, super fucking bland because it just comes off as Twitter rap to me. Like, anybody that's inspired by J. Cole and that's kind of blown up off of Twitter, this is what it reminds me of. Run a Train, another bland beat. T-Minus continues to fucking fumble the bag when it comes to just making cool sounding beats. On top of, like I said, a terrible hook. But J. Cole's rapping throughout each track is still solid. You know what I mean? He's keeping up with the flow of this very vague concept that has really no depth at all. I feel like at this point, we're going into Poor Thing, we're just kind of like going with the flow of shit. And I get it, you know, a lot of this shit is just observations and not going out far in any of that, but I would like some insight. Leaving your hometown for 10 years and seeing all the changes that happen, how people look at you from a different lens now, like, there's got to be more impact than just what's being said on Run a Train and safety. No? Poor Thing probably has one of his coldest starting verses on the whole entire project, but unfortunately the hook, bad again, like I just don't care, and the beat sounds like something you'd hear on, I don't know, fucking 2K13. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention in this track that this is where he mentions another person in his city that has issues with him or has been sneak dissing him for a while, and he responds very vaguely and plainly. Legacy is the track that he talks about his girl that he has the feeling of regrets with, and oh god, it's again very kind of like melodramatic and doesn't make me want to care at all. And from there on, I feel like we just lose complete traction and steam of what I feel like this concept is going for. You know what I mean? Bunch Road Blues makes sense in the grand scheme of things with what Future and Thames are talking about and how it relates to Cole's first verse. Even though when I first listened to Bunch Road Blues, Cole's verse was like, oh wow, this is so random, why does he want to kill himself? But then, you know, Future and Thames kind of wrap it all together and it all makes sense at the end of the day. But still, structurally of that song, why is that the first verse? And I would give Bunch Road Blues some credit, because, you know, Alchemist did come with a more interesting beat than whatever the fuck T-Minus has been cooking up on the rest of the project. But even then, this is such a okay Alchemist beat, and it just goes to show that J. Cole has the blandest beat selection. He is allergic to good production. So Bunch Road Blues is a stronger song on the project due to the feature selections, but honestly, I'm not too moved still by this. Who the Fuck Is You is a flip on, I think, Drop a Gem on him by Mobb Deep. J. Cole is rapping like 99 Eminem on here, and I don't care. Again, this album, up to this point, it's just giving me the feeling of, why should I care? Is there a reason for me to care? Is this just for J. Cole and his fans and that's it? Because that's what I'm feeling like. Then we get to Drum and Bass, and this is probably the best track on disc 1. Great writing. Awesome writing on the first verse and the second verse. Hook, still not that good. The terrible hook syndrome still doesn't leave J. Cole up to this point, but I will say the beat is a little more enjoyable. So I'll give this track some props right here. I think this is the most decent track up to this point. The Let Out, having that paranoia, being in the club and being popular and X, Y, and Z, and I know I'm really just kind of talking about it very vaguely, but this song just isn't all that good. It fits conceptually for the most part, honestly, but as a track, sonically, to me, it's, oh man, it is rough. It is very, very rough. It's different. I'll give it the props there. It's definitely different. But how J. Cole just performs, it just does no. Just leave the club earlier. Why are you fucking worrying about this shit? And then we finish it off with Bombs in the Ville, Hit the Gas, and Lonely at the Top. And disc 1 is so directionless to the point where I feel like J. Cole, with a lot of the stories that he's writing, that he's trying to build, I feel like, to me, J. Cole doesn't even know if there's an actual conclusion when writing these shits. This first disc is just random observations that he sees when he came back. There's some vague small parts of reflection, but they're so vague to the point where there's nothing for me to take away. The only thing I can get at the grand scheme of things is, hey, this motherfucker can rap. He can rap, he can rhyme words well. But then you go into disc 2. This is the now. 39-year-old J. Cole, returning to his hometown, but older, wiser, more at peace. In 39 intro does start pretty explosive, especially with the opening stanza on the first verse.
I'm pleased to report after many attempts, I climbed out from the mouth of the gritty abyss. The ants and I'm an idiot, who it is this? My mind frame is the train with the video chips. My rhymes are like shrines for the city I miss. Where in time I found beauty in the hideous hideousness. My tongue can set fire to some, inspire the young, or put a hickey on the titty of the prettiest bitch.
Oh
I'm
my
number one.
god. So we have an explosive start to 39. And then it transitions right into The Fall Off Is Inevitable, which was a teaser to this project. And what this track in particular starts a trend a lot that occurs a lot on disc 2 is the homage to some of the greats. This one in particular pays homage to Rewind by Nas, because, you know, J. Cole and Nas, you know, let Nas down. You gotta at least get this once from J. Cole on every single album, why don't we? The Fall Off Is Inevitable is basically starts from J. Cole now, just goes through the entirety of his life. And this is the first track on the project that J. Cole is actually focused and has a consistent theme that he stays on topic on. It took him 14 tracks to find a concept of a song for him to stay on topic, because for the most part, he's going this way, and then this way, and then this way, and just keep a consistent theme and have something build upon each other. You're going from the violence in your city with it, and then you're going on random rants about, hey, I'm the best rapper, fuck all these rappers. But what I give props to for J. Cole on Inevitable is keeping a consistent theme, and I already see the difference between 29 and 39 at this point. 29 is a lot more immature J. Cole with a lot of the topics and some of the writing, and then to begin out 39, you can already tell like this is a more grounded, at peace J. Cole. He's like on his unk type shit on this. The Villist I thought was pretty cool, but again, didn't really love it because I thought his interpolation of the Outkast track Elevators was kind of lame, I can't lie. But I appreciate his flip on the Realist by Mobb Deep and Cool G Rap. I thought that was pretty cool. I feel like this is just a Nothing Burger track that is just more tolerable than the rest of the Nothing Burger tracks on here. Old Dog is stupid, but I get it at the same time, you know what I mean? PD Pablo feature on here that interpolates 24s by T.I. Again, this is just another city anthem that just existing in the Matrix. Life Sentence is really a Drake track with a DMX interpolation. I do not care about this fucking teenage rap shit. Stop. Please save me. Only You, I'm not even gonna talk about. At all. Terrible, no. Man Up Above, again, another track not to write home about, but like cooler sample usage, I guess. Like at this point, we're on track 7 of disc 2. We're like 19 tracks in, and yeah, I've already checked out. I'm losing steam. I'm trying to listen to this side with the concept of, hey, J. Cole's 39. He's back in the Ville, and I'm not getting anything because, again, like I said earlier, he can't write something that's focused for shit, can he? Then you have I Love Her Again, which samples Common's The Light, and it's an extension of Common's classic track On the Resurrection, I Used to Love Her. And J. Cole reflects on the state of the game, how it's transitioned over time, and he actually touches on the Drake and Kendrick shit. Every single track up to this point, J. Cole writes a story that is obnoxiously vague and has no conclusion to the end. I guess the conclusion is that he loves rap again, and he's not actually going anywhere for real. What If is super fucking corny. Rapping in the perspective of Biggie and Tupac, and basically the whole East Coast, West Coast beef, basically finding a common ground and apologizing to each other, and trying to justify his apology for the 7-minute drill shit. Just keep on getting disappointed, and the void just keeps on getting deeper and deeper for me. Like, I just don't know what to even say at this point. And we got Quick Stop, which is, you know, a fan interaction, and met him at a fucking gas station, and then he's just like, I'm grateful for the fans, and just like, cool, bro. We're just getting Nothing Burgers now. Then we wrap it up with The Whole World Is the Ville and Ocean Way, and at this point, I'm grateful that the album's over. This album was so long for no reason. Going into this album, I knew J. Cole had nothing to say for 24 tracks. There's no way he had something to say, and like I said, I was correct. But I just feel like, what was the whole point of a 29 side and the 39 side if you just completely go away from it? Or maybe the whole point of it is he finally found the balance and his true love is hip-hop. So he's just showing love by paying homage to all of these, classic songs and showing, the essence of hip-hop through all these tracks. But like in the most unthought-provoking way, or in the most plain vanilla way, because he doesn't expand upon it. It's just there, while also simultaneously dabbling in to justifying, hey, we don't need to have all these beefs and whatnot, like with my 7-minute drill shit, and then using Biggie and Pac as an example. What if they did this, X, Y, and Z? Maybe let's just keep rap competitive but cool. I'm so lost in this second disc. I just feel like it's just random and a continuous loop of nonsense. That's what I'm listening to. And this just brings me to the conclusion that, yeah, man, this is not for me. This is for J. Cole and his fans. This is a J. Cole project. It is indeed a J. Cole project. It is one of the many hip-hop albums of all time. It is like the most standard of standard. I've always enjoyed J. Cole's rapping and storytelling. And he pulls that off for the most part on here. Like, there's some great stanzas on here. Some of the shit that he says on here, I don't really believe, due to the fact that he did apologize to Kendrick. He, like, saying that he's the GOAT and all this and no one can step to him on the mic. Like, I don't believe that no more. I don't believe any of that. But, like, a lot of the rhyming and the rapping, like, just straight poetry, like, yeah, it's quality, it's good. But, man, these beats, bro, these beats, laughable. T- needs, like, help. It might not even be T-Minus's fault. T- might actually be a great producer. J. Cole just has a lousy ear for beats. I'm gonna say this every single time. A lot of producers could be pretty damn good. It's literally just the rappers choosing a lot of these beats. That's why maybe sometimes producers get shine a terrible light, but hey, blame the rappers at the end of the day. They're the ones hopping on these shits. J. Cole's allergic to good beats. Like, he gets hives when he hears a good-ass drum being hit. And mind you, my favorite project from J. Cole is a project that he self-produced himself. For Your Eyes Only, I feel like, is J. Cole's best track. And I feel like ever since that project, he's been trying to kind of replicate that project, but in a more watered-down way. I feel like that project had some of his most densest writing. Like, the title track on that is literally J. Cole's best written track. Like, Changes, great. Immortal, dope. Neighbors, cool. Folding Clothes is still ass. Don't get me wrong. Folding Clothes is fucking terrible. But For Whom the Bell Tolls is definitely an opener that sets the scene up perfectly. Like, that is probably J. Cole's best structured album to me. But this shit right here just feels like watered down versions of shit that he's done in the past. This isn't anything new. The shit that he's talking about isn't anything new. I just want shit that has weight to it. And it's mostly due to the production. It's mostly due to these hooks trying to make everything right. It will never connect with me, but I also understand that this project isn't for me. And that's okay. He has a hardcore fan base that will enjoy this shit. For me, at most, this is like music that you play far away in the background because it's so inoffensive. Like, this shit is so painfully mid that it actually pisses me off. And the only reason why it really pisses me off is because it's an hour and 40 minutes of nonsense. You have moments of solid stanzas of poetry and cool-ass fucking wordplay and flips. Poor Thing is fucking, it got some cold ass shit on here.
Picture my soul climbing out an infinite hole. When niggas die over pride and live for the dough. If I survive, then I'll strive to hit with the flow. Hoping these waves are paid, but the ripples are slow. And I'm
like, rapping wise, it's hard. The beat ain't all that great. This shit is, again, like, I feel like I want to do a hook shot with Anthony Davis on 2K. Like, that's just how I feel. But man, he can rap. He can rap. He can rap pretty damn well. That's just how I feel about this project. It's so directionless. It's not focused. He had a potential of making a Renaissance Man-esque project, and I feel like he just doesn't make a compelling story out of it. It's just kind of there. You know what I mean? The concept has been attacked before. This isn't anything new, but my one hope is for you to make something that you can add, they can build upon, they can, you know what I mean? And he just doesn't do that. So for that reason, J. Cole, the fall off, remedial at best. So That's how I feel about it. I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I just don't care.